I'm Ashby Graham, Global Product Manager with skid steers and compact track loaders for JCB. Today I want to talk about our newest addition to the model range, which is our ForestMaster, our 325T. It's a dedicated forestry machine, and to talk about a little bit about the features. Starting up front, we've got a mulcher on here to grind up any of the trees or any type of application that you're doing to cut brush or anything like that in forestry. Now you will notice that we do have a single boom design. We are the only manufacturer of a single boom design, which gives us the safest skid steer and compact track loader in the industry, in particular with an application such as forestry with a mulching head on the front. The operator doesn't have to climb over the attachment to get into the side of the machine. They can simply come to the side, out of harm's way from the attachment, and enter through our left side entry door. We have 20% more steel in our one boom than in two booms of a conventional skid steer to give us that solid robustness design that we need for any type of application when it comes to a skid steer or compact track loader. You have a large, comfortable cab. We have EH or electro-hydraulic controls. So you have your drive on the left and your loader bucket functions on the right. We also, because they're EH controls, we have the ability to have pattern changeover to have optional H pattern. Now with EH controls, we also have 3 operator response modes. Mode 1, 2, and 3 that the operator can adjust with inside the cab on the right-hand control panel that will allow them to adjust the sensitivity of the controls to meet the application that they're working in or operator preference. Now also with our skid steers and compact track loaders, we meet Tier 4 final emissions with no DPF, so no regen. Very important in an application like forestry when you have those wood chips working around the machine. If you come to the back of the machine, you can see that we have a winch as well. It maintains the same angle of departure, so when you're working on hills and things, you don't have to worry about the back end of your machine bogging down. It has a 15,000 pound pull force as well. So anything as far as getting the machine stuck in the woods or even hauling out any type of large trees as well, you can do with the winch here. Because you'll still need to do your daily service checks, we have an easily swing out winch so you can get access to the main components in the back of the machine. The rear door also opens up. So you can see here you have access to your daily service checks. Your fuel, your oil, your dipstick, your hydraulic tank. This is a battery isolator. If you do leave your machine out on a job site and you want to disconnect the battery nice and quick, all you need to do is pull out your battery isolator. Now, as I said earlier, we have a Tier 4 final skid steer and compact track loaders to meet emission standards without the need for a DPF. It's a high pressure common rail engine. You have an EGR cooler, EGR valve, and an ECU. Now, for this particular machine, we have our own engine. It's a JCB EcoMax engine. It's 74 horsepower, but has the torque less than 2% of our previous Tier 3 Diesel Max, 92 horsepower. So it still has all the torque that you need to run those demanding attachments and machine in a mulching application. It also has load sense pumps, variable displacement, so it's only going to deliver the flow based on the requirements of the load. Now also important in forestry applications is your cooling and your airflow. We're drawing the air in from the top, nice cool clean air, and then out over the engine to keep it cool. Now in forestry you will have some debris built up on top here occasionally, so you have a toolless removable top grill that comes right off, so you can clean off your grill if you need to. We also have optional reversing fan as well, which will automatically reverse the airflow every 15 minutes, and the operator can even override that and run it whenever he needs to. Let's say he needs to run it in 5 minutes by simply pressing and holding a button inside the cab as well. Now for our air intake into our engine, that's also important because we've moved that as well for our Tier 4. It's actually up here on the top, and it runs alongside the chassis and then comes up to what we call active scavenging, or it acts as a pre-filter for the air filter. So the air comes down up through the battery plenum into the air filter. It's going to spin around in here. Any dirt or anything is going to go through the hose here up through the venturi and the exhaust. What that does is it gives you over 500 hours of air filter service life, so it really does act as a pre-cleaner. Because we have the JCB engine Tier 4 final with no DPF, high torque at low revs, we have a very fuel efficient machine as well, giving you your total overall value.